He kept giving the free kicks and not doing any yellow cards. I mean, the one he had to give for the guy to the second yellow to send him off was just too obvious. I mean, it could
Welcome back to SNTFCTV. Another Saturday's gone. Another game played against probably one of the tougher teams in the division, I'd say. If not from a skill point of view, from a work rate point of view and a physicality point of view. Uxbridge were probably good for their point today up until the sendings off, and some of the tackles towards the end there were a bit too tasty. I think tasty is probably a bad description of it anyway. So it was one of those frustrating games today where St Neots for once lacked a little bit of edge and a little bit of creativity, which is, you know, an unusual thing to say about us.
Yeah, but you know, you've got to look at the way we've started today. You know, we've got no Shane Tolley, no Junior Canuda, no Dan Jacobs, and they're all big players for us. So, you know, all them players will be on the pitch at some stage today, and that would have helped us. But you know, I don't know what the referee sees sometimes, Rich. You know, he just let them foul us for all the game. We couldn't get any rhythm into it. You know, fair enough, he was giving all of them, but never doing anything about it. And it just went on and on and on and on. And then, you know, if I was an Uxbridge player and I can keep fouling a St Neots player and all the referee's going to do is give a foul, I'm going to keep doing it. And that's what they done. But in the end, you know, one lad, it was a second yellow, which was obviously a second yellow, so he went. And the other lad, he's tackled Lane around the thigh area because Lane had just nipped the ball over him, was going to get away, and he's took him out feet first in the thigh. So it's a definite red card.
The ball was on the floor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the ball ain't thigh high, is it? No. So why is he tackling up there?
Well, because it looked like that Lane was going to get away from him, and it was, you know, their tactics today was stop them at all costs. So we couldn't get any rhythm into the game, because if we had the ball for 10 seconds, a foul went in, so then they got set again and then would pass it and another foul would come in and they'd get set, and that's how it went the whole game. And then come the last 6 or 7 minutes, when they had 2 sendings off in the space of 30 seconds or a minute, we've got 7 minutes or so now with they're down to 9 men playing 4-3-1, and by then, you know, we couldn't get any rhythm into it, and the last 7 minutes was disappointing for us because we didn't use the space well enough to get ourselves an opportunity to win the game, and that was the biggest disappointment for me, because we sort of set ourselves into a zone now where it was just frustrating. Yeah,
well, let's set that right straight away. We didn't play 9 men for 45 minutes. It was about 5 minutes towards the end, wasn't it? Because there's people on the old Twitter going, "Oh, St Neots, 9 men, Uxbridge," and all this sort of stuff. It was 5 minutes at the end.
We ain't got to worry about that, whereas it's today's game. But, you know, like I say, just disappointing from the ref. You know, he's give the decisions, but, you know, I said to him going off at half time, I said, "Ref, you know, we are known in this division, especially at home, that we do try and pass the ball, and if I was another manager, I'd give out tactics to try and stop the team playing, but your job now is to try and help us, and when you've got persistent fouling, it should be a yellow card, and that would stop that player fouling anymore." But you never done that, and you allowed them to keep breaking the play up, and that was the disappointing thing. And then he started the second half exactly the same way, kept giving the free kicks and not doing any yellow cards. I mean, the one he had to give for the guy to the second yellow to send him off was just too obvious. I mean, it could have even been a red card, but he had to do it.
I was wondering actually if he's just going to go with a straight red.
It was just frustrating, and it's just disappointing.
It is frustrating because, you know, we've got a great footballing side out there. Like you say, we want to get it down, we want to pass the ball. I accept teams are going to come here and try and get in our faces, and so they should. Yeah. But it's down to the ref to manage it and keep things sensible and keep things within the rules of the game.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, if a team feels, you know, coming here and getting a point is a massive result, and that's the tactics they go about it, fair to play to them, because, you know, I will probably do the same in some respects. But, you know, the referee's still got to deem what's persistent fouling, what's a yellow card and what ain't, and to only dish out 3 cards in the end, but to only 2 players. It was a straight red and it was a yellow for one, then a second yellow made it a red. You know, I must have been watching a different game. It was incredible.
How much time do people spend talking about referees, you know?
Well, we don't do it much.
We don't do it much.
Do you know what? Today was warranted for sure.
I just remembered the ref that we had down at their place, and he was shocking as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, but he was shocking for a different reason, that he just gave a foul for everything. You know, any ball that went into the box, he just gave a foul for. But it's, you know, listen, it's withdrew the game. It's another tough fixture out of the way. I've just heard that Slough have drew 1-1, so we're no further. We're no further apart, and we're 1 game further forward. So
that's it. Status quo.
Status quo. We had to win 5 out of 6 today. Now we've got to win 4 out of 5. So we just move on to the next game and put this one behind us.
So a little look ahead then. Next week we're away to Marlow, and I think what do we do against them here? Is it 6?
Yeah, 6-0 here, but that is going to be absolutely show no relevance. I mean, I don't know how Marlow got on today, but potentially they could have got relegated today. And I'm sure the pride in the management down there, I know Croxy well down there, and their players will try and give their all for the rest of the season, whether they've been relegated or not. You know, they're playing for their pride and they're playing for their manager and their club. So they'll give everything next week. Whether that's good enough, who knows until next week. But it's a game now. We've had a setback today, and generally when we have a setback, we go on a little run, so you don't mind it in some ways. You know, we lost to Slough, we went and won 5 games on the trot and just drew one. So if the players feel it's a setback today, if we can go and win the next 4 games, then hopefully we'll be okay. So, yep, disappointed with a draw. Well, disappointed more with a ref that didn't allow us to have the performance. But, you know, there'll be people out there going, oh, he's moaning about refs again, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we try
That's football, isn't it, though?
We try and set up to pass the ball. Other teams set up tactics to stop us passing the ball. We just have to live with it. But it's just disappointing.
Yeah, it was a game in midfield today, and obviously being the nature of the game that it was, if we picked up any new injuries, any knocks, you know, because people were limping left, right and centre at times. How's Searsy looking? He went down once or twice, didn't he?
He's incredible because he got done with one. He's had lengthy treatment, and he's got up, and 10 seconds later the fella's done him again, who got the second yellow card for the sending off, and Searsy still got up again and carried on. But you know, it's well, let's look on the bright side. We've got Mike Kearns back next week, so we can have a bit of banter with Mike. But no, listen, we're 1 game further forward of being chalked off. We've got 5 games to go, so
clean sheet,
positive. Reality's sinking in. We're another game closer. I can start smiling again after initially being disappointed and frustrated. But no, we move on. Credit to the lads that, you know, we've restricted them to, I don't think, a shot on goal all afternoon. But in fairness to them, we probably have only had 2 or 3 shots on goal. So they've restricted us as well. So give Uxbridge credit for the way that they've worked hard as a team. Every one of their players done their job and shut down. I just thought maybe 1 or 2 could have got a yellow card before it actually did. But that's not Uxbridge's fault. I just felt that was the referee's fault. So I'm not blaming Uxbridge players because they've done their job, but the referee didn't do his.
So now we look forward to an Easter weekend of football then. So we've got Marlow away and then Biggleswade at home on the Monday, which should be lovely. Yeah,
I mean, looking forward to the Marlow game because, one, I know the manager quite well, and then you've got people like Sean Sells, who's got on a birthday party. I think it's his birthday, so happy birthday, Sean, for next week. But they've got a beer bus going up there, leaving at 10 o'clock with about 53 people on.
There's a surprise. So
they're going to enjoy their day. Let's hope Marlow can stock the beer up and make sure they don't run out and get the boys frustrated. But no, so we should have a good crowd at Marlow because, you know, there's 53 people going there that would generally probably not normally go. Then we'll get our normal supporters. So it'll be a really good party atmosphere at Marlow next week, and hopefully we can put in a good performance.
Yeah, excellent. All right, cheers, Dennis.
Cheers, pal.